News just come in, and we're going to speak to our SABC News reporter on that. Is that the president of the Zambian Football Association, Andrew Kamanga, has told SABC Sports anchor Marawa that they have decided to cancel their friendly match scheduled for Saturday against Bafana Bafana in Zambia. Now, that's for the reasons related to the recent violence in Gauteng and KZN that targeted African nationals living in South Africa. According to Kamanga, for now, the South African Football Association say they are organizing an alternative match to replace Zambia. Bafana had not left for Lusaka just as yet. In fact, they were currently in camp in Johannesburg, just down the road from our studios in Fourways, when they were informed of the current news. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to cross to SABC News, the senior reporter Sifiso Ramara, to chat to him about the breaking news. Sifiso, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here, Travis. I can hear you. Good evening, and good evening to the viewers.
Sifiso, these news coming in quite a shock, isn't it? In particular for Bafana Bafana, we know Banyana are playing this weekend. It was going to be, in fact, they're playing right now tonight. It was a weekend of South African national football teams, and this one has put a damper on a lot of things.
Yeah, without any doubt, very unfortunate situation, with the Zambian Football Association having taken the decision to cancel the match. Obviously, people are divided on the matter. I mean, others say it was the correct decision to take, based on what is currently happening in the country, particularly in the province of Gauteng. But at the same time, there are those who believe that this decision by the Zambian FA was a bit harsh. And one just hopes that, going forward, this particular decision doesn't strain the good relationship that is there between the two countries. I mean, if you look at the history between South Africa and Zambia, I mean, since readmission, Zambia and Bafana Bafana, they have played 21 times, before, and 8 of those matches were friendly. South Africa won 9, they lost 8, and 4 of those matches ended in draws. I mean, it's so easy for any of the two countries to travel, whether it's us going to Zambia or Zambia coming this side. So I hope going forward, this will not strain, like I said, the good relationship that is there between the two countries.
So South Africa and Zambia, as you said, have got a long history, in particular even with Zambian players playing right here in South Africa. It's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, what will this do, if anything? I mean, we don't like, assuming that the relations are going to be thawed, but what will this do to Zambian footballers? Do you expect retaliation from the South African Football Association? Hope not. What do you think this will do for football in the country if this is end up being strained?
Like you've mentioned, if you look at Zambia and Zimbabwe, I mean, we've got more players playing in South Africa from those two countries. And another thing that makes me say it's unfortunate. I mean, we all know that Sifiso has just been appointed as Bafana Bafana coach. This was supposed to be his first match in the helm for Bafana. This is not just an international friendly. We all know that in November, Bafana Bafana, they've got 2 2021 AFCON qualifiers already lined up against Ghana away from home in Accra, and a return match 4 days later against Sudan. So that match was going to, give Sifiso an idea on what he needs to do, leading up to those certain matches. I mean, Bafana Bafana, they got to camp in Johannesburg, like you mentioned in your intro, on Sunday. I mean, players have traveled from all over. We've got 7 overseas-based players in the current squad. I mean, that thing has financial implications. I mean, the players have traveled all the way from where they are playing, the likes of Kigendoli, Kamohelo Mukocho, Lebohang Piri, Bohani Zungu. They're all in camp, as well as Pesitau. So, like I was listening to the football manager of SAFA earlier saying negotiations are at an advanced stage to get Madagascar as a replacement for Zambia. And that match, if the negotiations, if they succeed, the match will be staged in Johannesburg on Saturday. So that remains to be seen if Madagascar will be able to travel to Joburg.
Question is, Sifiso, at what cost? Then that means, I'm assuming if that's the case, then SAFA then must foot that bill, a cash-strapped SAFA that might be. They must foot that bill to get Madagascar here in South Africa to play 1-2. How good, and is it worth the friendly, if I can put inverted commas, to pay all that money? Madagascar, not the strongest of teams, and Nsegi would have liked to test his charges at the helm of Bafana Bafana with the strongest possible team, and Zambia gave them that opportunity, didn't they?
Yes, true. The biggest problem is that the team, the national team of South Africa, Bafana Bafana, they are currently in camp. And we cannot say Madagascar are weak. We've seen in recent months, I think they managed to beat South Africa in one of the COSAFA matches. So rather than not having a match at all, I think it's not a bad idea to have Madagascar playing against Bafana Bafana, because at the end of the day, it means the players have traveled and they won't get, that much needed match ahead of the important qualifiers, like I said. So, one might say half a loaf is better than nothing.
Sifiso Ramara, SABC News senior sports reporter, joining us on the line. Thank you indeed, Sifiso, for speaking to us as we continue with that breaking news story, the fact that Zambia has pulled out of their friendly match against Bafana Bafana this weekend. In fact, I'm going to read you the statement sent through by the Zambian Football Association. The Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, regrets to inform members of the public that the international friendly match between Zambia and South Africa that was scheduled for the National Hero Stadium on Saturday, the 7th September, has been called off in view of the prevailing security concerns in South Africa. FAZ General Secretary Adrian Kashala has relayed the message to the South African Football Association, being SAFA, and read the FAZ brief statement. Meanwhile, since learning of the cancellation of the match, as Sifiso just said, now SAFA's efforts have begun to try and find a late replacement for that match on Saturday, taking on one of the COSAFA countries which is in showing interest. That, of course, as you heard, will be Namibia, or in fact not Namibia, rather Madagascar, who are across the ocean, but maybe Namibia will be that one for now.